And now it's my geekdom friends. It's been a while. I'm back again. It's Artisan MC, your friend. Artisan MC doing a little nursery rhyme freestyle. Thank you guys for coming late today, and that's just what the fuck it is. So you can be mad or you can be good. Insulting people, but look, man. Like, share, subscribe, support the stream if you feel so inclined. I'm Artisan MC. This is I changed the title for today because I didn't feel like it was a shop talk. Live, never missed. I have never missed until last week a huge statement. That's a huge statement from Sunday stream. And if I did reschedule the stream, I did it my commitment to the audience. So that bothered me a lot. It did bother me a lot. So before we get started, t-shirt game. It's my shirt I got from Vegas. Gangsta Naruto. Shout out to Custom Kings on the Vegas Strip. Homeboy was nice. He did charge me that, but a lot of them were sort of custom. This is one of the ones I liked. I thought about sending it to my son. I didn't, but it is what it is. So, like, share, subscribe, do the things that you do on. Yeah, straight up, Herb. He in Sage mode, gangster Sage mode, for real. Akatsuki killer. But what do you expect in Vegas? It's right outside of, LA. Not for the culture there, dude. It's showing up. It's showing up seriously. Music, because something weird was going on where the music was actually playing through the computer and I didn't. So I don't know if I misconnected something or not. Either way, it don't fucking matter. Let's see who's in here. Say hello before I get into talking some shit. Malika. Salutations, Malika. Shout out to Aquateki. I'm listening. I see you. Appreciate you coming through. Tell Toya what up, and all her Leo magnificence. All too rail trail bit. Like, it do good. It'd be like fuck folks. It'd be like fuck people. Yeah, you got Toya. What up to the Joe Herb? Herb stay all day. He says salute Artisan. What's up, bro? Salute. What's up, Herb? I'm gonna figure out some things. But you might be surprised. It might be good. A lot of stuff coming to that needs to get start knocking shit, scratching shit off my list. So a lot of things are going to, because focus mind is always on, and that's my quote for today. What up, No One, the package man? Hello, I guess I'm part of everybody. And shout out to the Beastly Nerd Artisan. What's good? All right. So, 2 weeks. Work. Serious work. And to let up for this month. Reason being, the reason I went out of town to Vegas 2 weeks ago was because I knew there was going to be month that I was covering for a lot of people, and I was going to be on month. As it stands right now, I'm on call the weekend after. So this whole month is taking up time to this job and this work. Weekend social life time, because I do work in a week as well. So I will be putting in a lot of work and a lot of necessary work, so to speak, but it kind of bothers me. Repetitive and based on lazy stuff. I'm going to try not to complain about people. Been doing since I've been back from Vegas is really a stuff, and I can't say it's been from time to time. And what I have called it is a molt. So if you know anything about animals or scorpions, more specific, to get bigger, scorpions have to go into a molt. Me, scorpions do not have bones on the inside. They do not have bones. They have exoskeleton. Exoskeleton. And to get bigger, to grow bigger, they have to go through, which means they have to break out of that outer shell underground and do what they need to break out of that outer shell to emerge fuller, stronger. That's what they have to do. I think that's what's going on. And if I look at the calendar and really focus on what time of year, I usually go through a molt. August, September. Right in the months, I usually go into a molt. And being that this birthday coming up is the big one, it's the big turkey, half a century, it is time to shake some shit off. Revisit who Artisan is 5.0. So I think that's what's going on. And it's a lot of internal that I thought was resolved. I really did think it had an unlikely trigger, but it is there. And I thought that shit was, dead and buried and done with. But apparently it's back. So somehow their chains and their leashes, and these motherfuckers are not in the corner. They running around. My Craven the Hunter, to use a geek reference, and fucking slay them and get them back into position, back into place in a new way. So, in keeping with wearing which I didn't plan this at all outside of the fact that I know I want to wear the shirt today. The analogy is, guys, before, a stream for me is a stream of consciousness. I actually filled up my shop talk book. That's why this is not a shop talk. Like Naruto, side of his spirit mixed up in his chi at different times before they actually side of himself and get that motherfucker Kyuubi chained down. Seals. Make sure them seals was tight. Because didn't like being caged. He didn't. He liked havoc. Flame. He liked the fire. He didn't like being caged. He didn't like that shit. Actually before they got into some oneness with each other, it was actually a pain to him not getting to it was designed in nature to do. To suck off his power, but it actually hurt him too. He was starving, doing shit to fuck Naruto up because he wanted out. He wanted his space. My little inner demons have come out, and I guess they now, unfortunately, they're not necessarily ones that everybody doesn't have. It's just ones that's not beneficial for me. That's what it is. And I don't see them as beneficial for me. So I have to arrest them and cage them up again and work on those damn seals. That's what's been going on a bit. In the Boys to Men kind of reference, trying times. No one says it's been a long time, not enough package receptacles to fill. Yeah, it's just like it doesn't necessarily end, does it? I've been out and about. I got a thing tonight like that. And yeah, there are plenty of receptacles out there. Not necessarily a lot of time you want to waste if you have it done. One of the main things I'm trying to get done is to get this for, let's say, if I can expedite it and get it done before the end of September, so I can actually make some travel plans, leave this place, do something, but to do and taking care of some of this other stuff involves putting in this time of work I provide for my lifestyle or the things I want to do. And so that is what will be happening. On the work side of things, if you've been seeing the DMs this week and told you guys about my mentor here at work, Ed had hospital last Wednesday. Interesting here. Friday was interesting here. What Herb say, feel you working on getting your passport now? Do that shit right now. You can go with me. Because it ain't a secret. Fuck it, be. I'm not bullshitting y'all. I'm trying to be in some fucking water come November. Fuck up. I am. That is what it is. I already looked up the $1,200. So this motherfucker spent $1,200 on a bracelet, a television set, fucking car, so they can drive around other broke motherfuckers doing. I'm going to spend $1,200 on myself, invested in me. Should be able to put me on the other side of the goddamn world. For me, that is the power of money. Not staying in one place and having a bunch of shit. Feel like it. So I'm done the monotony. I'm done with the mediocre. um, lowering standards to try to work with other folks. And if you hear that growling I've been telling you guys about the last couple of weeks, that's exactly what the fuck. That is the beast that wants to be fed and has not. Sportsaholic Gerard. Herb, you personally, if I want a lot of fire under your ass, Herb, you should. No wife, no kids. Your father grown. The fuck out of here. Spend your, what, 120 something dollars. Throw another passport in a couple of months. And fly, get some fucking pussy, but fly the fuck out of here. It don't matter where. It don't matter where. Even if you only know how much you feel like spending on a plane, dump your ass on Expedia, Travelocity, booking. Don't figure out how far that money will take you and get your ass a round trip ticket. Where in that vicinity that you obviously have never been, but you want to look at some shit. The fuck out of here. Because I'm sick of small folks bullshit. I am fucking to the gills with that shit. It has become a fight for life at this point. Or somebody is really going to get fucking hurt. Sport of Heart MC Malika Aquateki Beastly Nerd. What's good? Yes. Place. Just about all the geeks is in the place. How are people acting? I couldn't give a fuck. I'm not paying attention to what people are doing in Cali, really. I've been in my borough, paying no attention to a lot of this shit going on. Very little content on YouTube. It's at least content I like about shit that's going on with folks in the world. I think I listened to Angry Day talking a little bit about Keke Palmer, but I'm not in the headspace to give a fuck about none of that shit. Fuck about these people and the bullshit problems. To talk about it, to agonize. Last, I think, full stream I watched of anybody in the last was talking about that chick. He was breaking down the video of that chick talking about was not a alpha male, or he was a masculine man. The fact that we have to do this much actually was probably lying, and is getting that much traction is bothersome to me. Now, I give full props to Angry Man for the only few who will be able to break it down that way. Because masculinity and men owning them things he hits on all the time since day one. I know, I was watching him. I was there. So this goofy chick sitting up there saying some shit should have been ignored right off the bat. And if her fucking so-called man said that shit, he don't know what the fuck he talking about. What? For what? Sound like some of the dumbest, incongruous shit I've ever heard. It doesn't even make sense because the words are running contradictory to each other. Fucking mouth. I couldn't listen to that shit. That was an automatic ignore. Ignore. That shitty part of myself. And that's what I called him from my old school rapping days when I wanted to be a rapper. That inside of me with his sunglasses on, his ball cap backwards, smoking his cigar like, she full of shit. Yeah, that was me back when I still smoked, when I still smoked cigars, when I still drank heavy. And that's what I heard when I heard that bitch talking. Fuck. Proof positive, nothing else to be discussed. Doesn't matter. Why is her lips flapping and you don't see her? You got a husband? Go service him and shut the fuck up. Because you're not look like a whole asshole, a whole moist towelette. I listened to AM because he was talking about it. Support my brother. Shit. I listened to shit else the rest of the week. I was not in the headspace to hear anything else on my phone. I look at the alerts and see what the topics are supposed to be. None of that shit is interesting. It has been interesting to me at all. I've been on YouTube other than talking about other people. I got my own shit I'm dealing with. Fuck them. Heard the other day when I kind of tried to tune back into some of this shit, I heard about Keke Palmer's boyfriend Darius trying to get her ass and all the rest of that shit while I was driving to work, and I was like, good. About equality, right? This is what equality looks like, bitch. You pay too. What kind of man is he? And see, that's the funny thing too, and I'll share y'all a little personal story. I heard the same shit before. You know when I heard it? Yeah, I filed, nigga. When I filed, that bitch popped up, supported by black women in my fucking family. Gave her money to get her a new place and all the rest of that shit, and left me stuck with peace while I was marginal. I filed for divorce, and in that divorce, she had to pay her portion of her third. It was just a third, and she was butthurt, talking about me all kinds of fucking crazy. Oh, what kind of man are you? You kind of just take her money. I'm like, I ain't asked this bitch for nothing. The only because her name is on this lease and she left me stuck with this bitch. Instead of just saying, hey, all quits, let's be done with it. All right, cool, fuck it. Let me find a place we do. No. Bounced out on the lease, her name is on it. So, since I'm in a bedroom house and paying my share, you got a third, bitch. And it wasn't but like $300-400. Oh, get the fuck out of here. I don't want shit from this motherfucker. The motherfucker ain't had anything. I put the money up for all of this shit. Fuck y'all. In life, when you start learning, fuck what people think and fuck what they have to say, especially if they ain't put you. They want to sit on the sidelines and they actually judge some shit. Haters. Not helpers, not assistants. In the peanut gallery trying to tell you what plays you should have made. Go fuck yourself. That ain't got shit to do with me. Look, my man would do that. That's the shit she was saying. Bitch, shut up. Shut You had shit. Ain't never had shit. And upset because a motherfucker wanted you to pay your share. I'm paying a rent. Dumb shit, dude. That's why you don't listen to folks. That's why certain people, let's put it this way, certain people you listen to, your true folks, talk shit to you in your face and not behind your back. Those are usually the that's going to keep you, pushing and on the straight and narrow. Those that want to talk shit behind your back or don't want to help you do shit, what they say don't mean shit to you. You should look at it like a toilet overflowing. Good. It'll keep you from talking to their ass too, looking at them like that. Like their mouth, you see like some concert porta potty that pull out in front of for an hour to get in there, and there's paper all over the serving some fucked up nachos at the concession stand, and it's hot. Yeah. Every time they open their mouth, you should see that shit. That'll keep you from talking to their fucking ass. Anything they have to say, taking anything they have to say with any type of validity. That's one of those cognitive exercises you can do to keep you from doing dumb shit. See them flapping their mouth, he's like, ugh. They ass the fuck out. This is the kind of work I do. Let's see if y'all actually talking about the topic. Nope, you're not. I really love when people come in here to talk about. It's like these are the folks that should be having their own fucking show. 16 years as a band trip in Canada. To get his passport, I'm waiting until my 12-year-old has graduated high school before whatever. You don't have to wait till he's 12 to do that shit. What you do for any fucking advice, but since you're throwing that shit in the chat, I'm gonna talk on it. It's on my fucking channel. That shit out now. While he's 12, start figuring out what spots you so just to check it out. Time he gets out of high school, what, he's 12 now, so what, years later or so? I'm doing some shit math. You actually have a legitimate destination in mind. You didn't 18 waiting, but you spent it time he hits 18. It's not even a question. The groundwork has already been laid. One of the fucks up us as black men is number one, waiting, and number two, procrastinating, which is the confidence in ourselves to go and just do the shit. We don't have time. You don't own time. You can't hold time. All you can actually spend it every moment. That's why I get pissy about conversation in the chat room. I'm spending time. So if the conversation I am having with you, you are not interested in, you want to have your own side, somewhere else. Because I'm spending my time to do this. And then 15 contributors. And as far as I know, only 3 of y'all have. So you don't actually respect that time either. Because that's what it shows. 3. 4. Out there so I can actually show some respect to some folks. And wait to see if my numbers can normal level of not ear hustles. There that is. So shout out to Studio. This is our Studio. I just saw this shit today. Shout out to Studio. YP Studio. Work on that title, man. I will give you that 3B salute. You will get the black man prayer hands up for you because I do appreciate your support. He said for the assemblage. Yes, sir. Appreciate you. Black Avengers do need to come together. That 3B salute. Appreciate you. Shout out to Joe Hurd, one of my #1 and most ardent supporters. Appreciate you, Herb. He said, Super Herb. Super Herb lover. Yeah, I will give you that double up.
Money for the crowd, double lag. Fat, double lag. 100 on the sack, double that. Block like a ghost town, still double bad.
Shout out to the #1 wrench, Aqua Techie. Come the shit out the microphone. I want to slap somebody, apparently. In the stream, I will give you that 3B salute. Appreciate you. And to the Texas boy, the beastly nerve, I will give you the guts and butts. Appreciate it.
Double up, 3 or 4 times. I ain't telling no lies. Run it up. Never let a hard time on the
More of you, I have to jerk off or work over some kind of way to get you to feel. That's all well and good. 45 minutes in, I will give this shit another hour, and then because I already told y'all, I'm doing a lot. YouTube does not sustain me. That is support for this channel. It's going, and I shouldn't feel bad about that shit. There's 2 shows a day for damn near 6 years. He still got to beg you motherfuckers for money to convince you to support his show. Still. Until we turned away from you motherfuckers and started doing shit on TikTok and Instagram. Blew his show up for him. Now, I'm not saying I'm mad at folks. I'm just saying the disparity is standards and practices. The band Geek. My daughter ended up going to Canada. She's also in choir. And she took that trip over to Toronto. That was a good trip for her. Transformative. So if your son has an opportunity to go and do that, definitely make sure amongst above anything else. And if anybody's talking shit, help him do that shit. Tell him Jordan's is one thing, a trip is better. Ask them about the money they wasted on some other shit they just felt like they wanted them to have. Xylophone, timba, which reminds me, percussionist, yeah. E, tell him I need a ticket, nigga. I want a ticket. Get a drum pad and some earplugs. This will go into, I think it was it B talked about this before, that some B dubs are dream killers, right? I went to school when they used to have music class in schools in California, and I was learning how to play the drums. And I remember my son, my brother's grandfathers. You know, it's a black family, and my brother's grand get my drumsticks for me because at this time, third, fourth grade. So we're going to church and shit. My mother was on her spiritual journey, part of. And we're going to Baptist church, and Baptist, look, they get down. I like Baptist church for this main reason, outside of getting the Holy Ghost and shit. The band playing the drums, playing the organ and piano, playing the guitar and shit. Them motherfuckers be rocking, nigga. I want to see them in there just getting the tambourines and shit like that. I love live music. So the dude at my church, he played drums. I like the drums. I always liked the drums. That shit lasted, me taking lessons at school and wanting to play drums last. You know why? So my mother didn't want them fucking drums in the house. Now you could say, in this day and age, oh, that's your fault. Learning how to play a bucket or some shit like that. She don't like noise. She don't like. This is one of the reasons why, once I figured out that I was having at least my second child, this further informed me a father in the home with children. You do not need to leave, or at least just a mom, because there's a lot of. You need somebody to counteract that other parent. Because a father in that situation would have said, drums, that shit gonna be noisy. We'll figure that shit out. Look, we'll pad his room or something. It'll be good. But he interested in something, you never know. That man could be the next great drummer. I'm not, but I still like the drum. Still like instruments. And I don't play a one. Taught myself a little bit of, know a little bit of the piano. I can actually play a tune that I make up and I write it down sheet musical wise, which is disappointing for me. Just the same way I don't, which is also disappointing for me. But that's all shit that can be changed because I'm still sucking air, and those are things that will be worked on. Get some earplugs and some drum pads. Yeah. One, I want to say his name is Terrence Ryder. Kid plays the drums and does all these tricks and shit like that. One of his little as is, you want to play the drums, get him a little pillow so he can work on that. Taught me how to do this shit on a folding chair outside of Alabama. Taught me to do it on a folding chair. Well, I don't have any folding chairs at home, and my mother didn't want to hear that fucking noise. Her chairs and shit. Pillow would have been more operative. That would have been smarter. Get his ass a pillow and some drumsticks and let him get at that shit. You have to indulge these children's creative energies and interests, people that you want to really admire in life, especially boys, now from an early age. Everybody is trying to kill their dreams. As a man, or at least a male, to make sure, because these are the men that will run the world at some point. And what the fuck, or not confident or do anything and have no skills to do anything. What are you going to do with a nation of broken men? Besides, get ruled over by a bunch of broken females. Good question, right? Let's see what Trailer has to say. He's been drumming for a while, so now I'm investigating. Not a problem. Youngest just started violin last week. My brother knows how to play violin a little bit. Completely different story with my brother. Different sides of the family. That shit. Not so much for me. Second child in, man. Second child. Others before yourself. Artisan, you forgot number 3. Putting others before yourself. Yeah. I mean, if I remember correctly, no, when you have a child, right? You have a daughter, I believe. 3 is so because you are the type of father that I think you are. You would put your child before yourself, right? Your child is a person, but it is a person. At least to me, it's a person. To you, it's your child ahead of yourself. So it doesn't always work. Yes, don't put them in front of yourself. Fuck them. You put you in front of shit. There's no reason to put them in front of anything for you. Drummers are important. They keep the beat. Look, drummers are important. They keep the beat. Even in Sinbad movies and shit like that, if you're old as I am, who was the dude on the ship with keeping time, keeping everybody on stroke, keep it going. I love that shit. Ramming speed. It's like your heartbeat. If you ain't got that drummer inside yourself, so it's important to understand the role of that. And music is important for children development. There's 2 things that can really help children mentally of your small worlds that you birth them into. One is reading. And not just bullshit, but actually reading. It helps their mind grow. Another one is language, learning to grow, because it teaches them how to understand words, languages, and converse. The different pathways in your brain. The other way is music. It is. So learning how to hear, write, read music is learning another language. Mathematics, which is another language. All of that helps a child's cognitive works, how they think. All of that expands that. It should never be something that is cut off and kept from children. I just told you guys I don't play an instrument, but you know what I had in the house? Why did my daughter teach herself how to play the piano? House and like, hey, you can use this. Used it a couple of times, showed her what it can herself how to play the piano. Play a bit of the guitar. Because thankfully his stepfather wasn't and he actually, oh, you want, yeah, let's get him a guitar. He would do shit. That's why me and him was cool. Black Bang. That's why me and him was cool. Plays the guitar. Taught herself how to play a guitar. Into music classes and choir classes and singing. My daughter has been able to sing stage. Now, I wasn't in New York to see that shit. None of us were. She can tell me what it smells like in that place. How worn it is, how good it feels to stand on this stage that many great performers in history. And now you are one of them who performed on that stage. She can tell me that shit. But I can share from her experience. That's from music and just having it available. Chef. Why is my son a chef? Because he was never barred from the kitchen. He was never barred from the kitchen. He was always welcome in the kitchen to see what the learn how to help. Oh, he gonna cut himself. He could cut himself. How to use this knife correctly. So this is what we're gonna do. Teach him how to use. Won't fucking cut himself. Cut this. Keep your fingers out. No blood on my fucking food. Let's go. That motherfucker good in the kitchen. He could teach me shit. Why? Never barred him. I push experiences on children to have positive experience. So they an aptitude in doing these things that they're going to have to fucking do anyway. This is the importance of a father in a family to push when somebody no, he can get it. He won't. Because we're going to teach him how not to get hurt even after that. We're going to teach him how to pick his fucking self up. Yeah. Develop. The fuck you think that 18 years is about? That's what I usually tell people, Trail, when they and they kids are teenagers, oh, he don't know how to do this, he don't do such and such. I'm looking at the parent like, yeah, it's your fault. Don't be telling me about what the kid don't do. You're the adult. Shit, did you? Motherfuckers, people spend more time on their fucking dogs, heel and mind and shit like that than they do fucking doing that with their children. What's going on with them? Does will always kill a boy, man's dreams and ambition because they are selfish and don't invest the direct or instant benefit to them. I'd agree with that, Malak. I had this conversation on a date about how weird black families are. They never want you to them. Why is single motherhood kind of a detriment to black boys? And I just say kind of. We look, Dr. T can give you the data all fucking day. Green Gorilla can give you the data all day. Dr. Ron can give you the data all fucking day. I even think Dr. Thunder could probably give you the data all fucking day. I'm not. That ain't my fucking job. Look, you live life just like I live life. You've been on this pile of dirt or shit, or whatever you want to call it, as long as me. You've seen the same shit that I've seen. You've seen the same shit that I've seen. They destroy those boys to keep them from surpassing them. It is not the best situation. Some good things can come out of it. I am one of them. But everything ain't perfect, my nigga. Everything ain't lined up correctly. And I can tell you that from personal experience. Everything is not lined up correctly. And it will have long-term effects on the man that boy grows to be. Because they ain't doing everything right. Get the fuck out of here. The more you hear somebody talking about how strong and independent they are, and you see they got some sons, the more you need to understand them boys is beat the fuck down. They're never going to be the men they could be. That's what you need to understand. They will never grow to be the men that you actually need in this society. There will be some lucky exception because on a bell curve, there are outliers on both ends. Some that are really bad and some that end up being really good that just defy the odds for some reason. But 80% of them are going to be right in that middle, fucked up in one extent or another. Now, what they'll try to convince you of is that all of them are going to be in the top, 10%. No. Most of them are going to be in the 80 or below. That's that aspirational thinking of some dumbass women. I need a 6-figure dude. What? You only make 55 a year. How the fuck are you going to find a 6-figure dude with your 3 kids? God damn. You still believe in the Easter Bunny too, don't you? The fuck out of here. Dumb shit. So yeah, the immediate benefit, it's not there. Women are not in some senses, and I can say some senses and some women. That's because you have to, because of people's feelings. Not long-term thinkers like that. Children are a resource. They're a means to an end. They're a paycheck. They're escape tickets. How many females do you know from the hood who use kids to get out of their mama's house and get their own place? How many women do you know use kids to get resources out of some dude that they thought, oh, he might be going somewhere. He might be somebody. Well, you fucked that up because his plans didn't include your ass and a child. So now he just a working stiff check. How many? How many chicks you know right now in social media who they famous for having kids and babies, but they're not famous for how they mothering these children? Just looking for the next, Johnson they can pogo stick onto. Those children are resources for them. They're accessories. They support their lifestyle. That's why the minute you stop busting in them and shooting up the club and shit like that, they got a problem. Or decide you're going to point that shit in a different direction, they got a whole fucking problem. You're going to break down our whole fucking trash bitch economy. Yeah. Isn't it lovely? Isn't it? And there's incentive for these kids. So there ain't no incentive for a man. It's only incentive for a child is legacy if you're trying to build a legacy. That's it. Genetic copy to push his genetic line forward. Other than that, it ain't no fucking benefit. I can tell you. The benefit to my children are to me are not financial. It's what I feel for them and what I leave behind when I'm no longer here. And feeling like I did my part for my, ancestry, in a sense, and putting some seeds into the world that will go on beyond me and not die off as soon as I'm gone with my selfish ass. That's what it is. Financially, never benefited me, ever. Not ever. YouTube says sent 5 on the Cash App, so YouTube can't tax you to death. I do appreciate that, Studio. I do both because that's why I say 15. 5 of that is on Super Chat for the YouTube algorithm because the channel is monetized, even though I cuss a hell of a lot and I use fuck too freely. Well, they will find reasons to demonetize my stuff. Like this stream can't even stay up once I'm done. I have to pull it down and cut the music off of the front end because Warner will come to demonetize the video, nigga, because I use their music. That's openly available on YouTube. So, and I pulled the shit from other people's channels, not Warner's channel itself. So, whatever the fuck. So this is why I do 5 contributions on the Super Chat because that helps the channel in the algorithm. Yeah, YouTube is going to take their cut. Everybody knows that shit. They take about 30% of that shit. So if you sent 5 on the Super Chat, I'll probably see $4 and something of it a month from now. Unless you cancel it. It's just how it works. But you pay to play. Just like a casino, nigga. You pay to play. These are the rules of the road. You want to do this shit, you want to be monetized on here, that's the fuck you have to do. That's the cut that they gonna take. Maybe if you become a bigger channel, you can negotiate that, but probably not, nigga. They want their cut. And they want to be able to advertise on your shit. That's why they want to penalize you every time you say words like fuck. Because it makes them not able to turn a profit off of your ass. Cash App is for the content creators because that goes directly to them. You still got to pay our taxes on that shit at the end of the year, but that is a direct reflection to the content creator that you support them because it goes directly to them. All of it. No sharing. So appreciate your studio. I do over there on the East Coast. Let YouTube get some of their tax. Look, you do 5 and 5. I don't give a shit. Because that way, both needs are served. Both needs are served. And at this rate, look, 5 and 5 in California. Well, gas in California is $5.50 right now for the mid-grade. $5.50, nigga. So 5 ain't even gas money. Now coffee is about $5 if you went to Starbucks. I don't. But if you think how crazy that shit is, that coffee is sold all over this planet every day. And they charging motherfuckers $5 for a cup of that shit for what, 8 ounces, 12 ounces of it. Seems absolutely fucking ridiculous to pay that much for it. It's too abundant. Why are you charging that much? So anyway, appreciate your studio. I will give you a 3B salute. Appreciate And shout out to Trill. He said, for the guts and butts. Thank you, Trill, for the double up. I will give you the guts and butts. Appreciate it.
Double up. 3 or 4 times. I ain't telling no lies. Run it up. Never let a hard time on the was.
Shout out to Buzz City. I don't want to say the government in here. Not that I got a bunch of ops in here looking for folks, but I'm usually mindful of that shit. So shout out to Buzz City Drones. I will give you that 3B salute. Appreciate you. I'm going to have to adopt a little bit more of the Angry Blueprint, put a timer up on that bitch. What up to Gerard? I can't say him because his name is actually in the chat as that shit. He said, paying my dues for the Sangria Fund. Thank you, Gerard. I'll probably have a Sangria later today. I'm meeting a lovely lady for some drinks later on, and maybe I'll have sangria. I was thinking about having a beer, but sangria would be nice. It's overcast today. It was hot as hell yesterday, but today it's like overcast, cloudy, like hella humid and shit. I got to get out of this dry area and back down to where there is some moisture in the fucking air, because where I am right now is in Fairfield, California. If you want to look on the map, this is close to just being a cow town. It's just dry shit out here. And um, this look like weather for a thunderstorm. That's what it feels like. It feels like thunderstorm weather. And shit has been too dry for too long out here in California. That shit will go off. Okay. It'll be really smoky in a minute for no time at all. So mighty man work for me. What the fuck is he talking about? Major Sunyon. You see that with female peers that have son? Yeah, you will. You will. That's why they need a father in their life. The father is there to push against the mother, just like the mother is there to push against the father. Traditionally, since they don't want to do no traditional shit no more. Traditionally. So nowadays, since we're not on this traditional path anymore, the father has to be there to be that softer note for the child, because the mother's going to be trying to go so hard to act like a man. So you can actually calm her the fuck down a bit, trying to be over masculine, and tell her to get in her soft side and let the kids actually do some shit and have some fun that does not benefit her. That's the hard part. Trying to do something that doesn't benefit her. Like every time I see a woman with some kids and the kids dress really fly, none of that shit is for the kids. That's for her. That's for her attention. To say, see, I really take care of my kids. No, you don't. Playing dress up is not taking care of them. Because like anybody who's been somewhere else in the world, a lot of these kids can be raised with a lot of none of this shit and still be happy and joyful kids. Well-rounded, good relationships with their parents. Because that's the goal. Not if they had the most trendy shit on. I work with a lot of dumbass women that had a bunch of kids by a couple of Negroes who spent all kind of money on Jordans and clothes and all this shit, and they come out looking like little clone thugs. But them are some of the most ill-mannered fucking children and some of the most beat down, yelled at fucking little boys I've ever fucking seen. And the only thing I'm doing is projecting into the future 10 years from now. What is this little bastard going to be? What is his life going to be? With all this henpecking and shit talking to him, snatching him up by the neck and shit like that. All that shit, who the fuck is he going to be in 10 years? Probably that same little motherfucker I was just watching on Instagram screaming into his phone to get his mama to answer him, to put some cash app on his shit. Mama! Mama! 17 years old. Sounding like a 5-year-old. Or that little goofy picture of a little young boy, 5-6-year-old, with his pants hanging under his little diaper and shirt. I'm a man. No, you're not, nigga. Anybody who told you that shit is a dumbass. You're a boy. A little boy at that. I don't know what this dude is talking about, but hopefully you moderators with sniper rifles in here did your job. They use natives to get their kids money on reservations, and God don't like them. White people messing up their genetics. Like, I don't know what the fuck you talking about, but you know what? There we go. Cleaned up my chat. I don't know what Aquatech is talking about. Oh, now I do. Paid $3.71. Keep that shit to yourself, Aquatech. Don't tell nobody from California you paying $3 for gas. I like you, Aquatech, but fuck you. I like you, but fuck you. I don't hear that shit. My car does good on gas. My car is good on gas. Right? I'll fill that bitch up and drive it probably all week on that shit. But $3.71, I remember those days. They long gone, nigga. They long goddamn gone. What up, JT? I need a sangria fun. You don't need no damn sangria fun. I almost called you too, JT. Saturday night, I went out, or not Saturday night, Friday night. I went out, wrapped on that day, and I was still out in Frisco. So I went out and shot pool over on Mission. And was it Billiard Palisades off Geneva? I almost called you, but it was like 1 o'clock in the morning. I didn't think you'd have been up for that shit. You might have been drinking too. I don't know. I didn't think you'd be up for that shit. But I rolled into the little pool hall because I'm trying to get back into playing pool more often. I'm serious. I want to play in that tournament next year. And I got to get my wheels straight on the car. So I was out there working it out a little bit and rolled into a nice, there's a lot of Latinos in there. I didn't think it was a Latino neighborhood, but there was a lot of Latinos in there playing. They don't give a shit. They don't bother me. I like Latin women. So they had waitresses in there, little skirts and shit on. I'm thinking there was some chicks in there to play pool. They got whole waitresses in there bringing drinks and shit. Like, oh, word? They all got an ass. Somebody doing their job in this bitch. So I was just in there playing. There's probably some gangsters in there. It didn't matter. It was Frisco. But I got to play on a nice 8-foot table, a nice full-size table. See how sharp my blade was, how blind my eyes were getting. Yeah, I felt like Fast Eddie Felson trying to get his eyes checked. It's like, oh shit. Got some work to do. So that's what I'm gonna be on every fucking weekend. Told y'all I already became a member of the organization that put on that tournament this year that I saw in Vegas. I'm already a member. Only thing I'm looking for now is my regular spot where I can go and play or decide to start one in my area. I even hit up my crazy ex because she's a damn good pool player. I'm like, you want to get some practice in? I'm probably sure we're not going to fuck. I'm almost positive of that. But if we can deal with each other on the pool playing thing, we'd be cool because she is a good player. And that's one of the things I appreciated about her ass. She is a damn good pool player. And I like that kind of challenge, especially coming out of a female. Because she likes to talk shit too, so it'll be fun. But she will challenge me. Well, the times that we played, we came out kind of even. It was kind of even, and it was maybe one game over or 2 games over, one to the other. And I like that shit. I like that competitiveness. So she can do what the fuck she's doing. I don't care. But what I do care about is getting my skills back tight and playing in this goddamn tournament next year. I already told my homeboy Sleep too, who plays pool too. He's like, oh, he ain't into that. Oh, shit, nigga. Next year on your birthday, go to Vegas. I already know the hotel. I already know where they're going to be. I'm showing the fuck up. I'm paying my money. I'm playing in that fucking tournament, nigga. And I'm going to see what's what. It's like, look at it like, since I got on my Naruto shirt, look at it as like the Chonin exam, nigga. They just playing 8-ball. It ain't 9-ball. So fuck it. No, we going for the tournament next year, nigga. See what's what. What do you say? I was in bed and I'm broke. I got you, dude. I know what's going on. I wouldn't put that shit out there like that, but I would. Come on, man. I actually had something happen that I thought was actually kind of cool. I went out and had drinks with this lady, and she actually paid for the fucking meal. My, linguine squid, my linguine al negro. Yeah, she paid for that shit. And I'll let her. Fucks with my traditionalism as a man and a gentleman, but it was appreciative. Mumbling my words. I appreciated it for all the people who didn't pay for meals that I paid for. I did. A woman who actually did that shit initially. That's showing it in some kind of sense an investment in me. Oh no, you did such and such the last time. Oh, I got it. You always do that shit. Okay. And we had a conversation about that shit because for me, it bothers me. It's like riding in the car with a woman and not driving. It bothers the shit out of me about my fucking, manhood, masculinity. That shit does not sit right with me. It bothers me. But one of the things I learned sometimes, you gotta let motherfuckers do that shit too. Let them. If they feel the inclination to do that, be more wary, be more uncomfortable with the people who feel no inclination to pay for shit with you. That's more the problem. That's how you know you're dealing with an entitled bitch. Because I can say the last meal I paid for a chick, I wasn't even thinking of paying for that shit. This is supposed to be a friend. And we went somewhere to eat because this motherfucker hadn't ate, and that damn meal cost me $164. That was not something I was planning on paying that day. Like, what the fuck? I'm leaving to fly out of this bitch in an hour or two. Oh, I'll cash app you the money. Okay. Still ain't seen that cash app. That's my fault. Fucking with broke bitches. Or entitled chicks. So I can be mad at them or I can be mad at myself. Be mad at myself. I did that shit. I should have walked away. Yeah, Trail. That's how I am. That's how I understood growing up as a man, as a gentleman to be. If I ask you out, I'm paying for the meal. That's why I'm never worried about the shit. Right? I generally pay for all meals. Nowadays, though, some of these motherfuckers get in their feelings about that shit. I don't need you to pay for meals. You ain't grabbing your fucking card or asking me out, entitled modern woman. So when is it going to happen? Bullshit. She at some point has to pay for something and show that she is invested. Yes, I agree with that. If it's a chick that I've been dating for a while, I will see that investment. Like my one of my exes, we go back and forth on paying. I pay for shit, she pay for shit. It wasn't even a discussion or conversation. It was just done. Right? It was just done. She'd grab it or I would grab it. It was never a big thing. Usually if it was a night out on the town or something like that, I had planned it and shit like that, I paid for that shit. But she would also do things like that to that same level. That's like I was telling you about going to see Bill Bellamy, right? She paid for that shit. Now, we had an issue with the damn dinner, but she got the tickets for the Bill Bellamy shit and all of that already taken care of. And it wasn't cheap. It was like I told you, I'm sitting front row. I'm all up under this nigga dick. Like, motherfucker. Front row at a black comedy show? Nigga, I'm not trying to get fuck with. I am not here for that bullshit. But from that, I ended up following Jay Reed. Jay Reed funny as fuck, and he was fucking with me too. But It was fun. But I like that kind of shit. That's when you understand you're dealing with people who actually can, at least in some ways, respect your fucking time. They do that investment. They do that. They recognize that. They're conscious of it. Motherfuckers that don't, they thinking about their own fucking ego and shit like that. They don't even bother to think about that shit. Not at all. And that puts things in a different light. And since I've been going through my fucking molt, it has been more apparent to me how many things are lacking. It's like when my buddy Ron passed away, I realized how many of my male relationships, say it like that, it sounds gay as hell. My male friendships were lacking. They weren't to the same level. That the standard had now been set for what a male friendship should be, and how many people were not living up to that standard because I wasn't holding them to that standard. So it showed how many of those relationships were actually fucking lacking. And those are relationships I cut off. Because they're not appreciating or reciprocating the same level in me. So there was no use in keeping it. Yeah, that shit was half a grocery bill. It was. And I wasn't expecting to pay that shit. Look, this is the shit. If you looked on Instagram, you saw the pictures where I ended up. Bacchanal buffet in Caesar's Palace. I wasn't planning on going there. But motherfucker at work, we hanging out. Yeah, let's go eat. Oh, let's go to a buffet. Okay, let's go to a buffet. That motherfucker picked that place. I mean, that motherfucker knew how much it cost. I didn't. Now, I'm not tripping off of money because me and this other person, we've known each other for fucking years. But I did feel some kind of way when that shit got rung up and she wasn't reaching for her shit. I did get pissed off immediately. Like, and that's why the comment was, I'll cash app you half of that. Mm-hmm. No, she wasn't. Broke. You've been getting over on your looks in your ass for a long goddamn time. You ain't recompensating shit. Now it's 2 weeks ago. See, my thing is, once shit is gone and spent, I don't worry about it. Because I know for that amount of money, I paid to enjoy myself. Because half of that was me. So the only thing I'm not bitching, I'm not a woman. I'm not bitching at her for the total. I'm looking at her crazy for her half. The total was the total. Because it wasn't like I paid this total price and I stood outside and watched everybody fucking eat. No, I went there and ate my fucking ass off. And yes, they had a good ass buffet with all kind of sushi and steamed crab and shit like that. Y'all saw my pictures of the plate. That plate was full of fucking crab, nigga. I had crab legs all over the goddamn place. Like I was sitting there eating out a fucking whole whorehouse, nigga. I was in that bitch too. Fucking that crab up. And she kept bringing it to me. I didn't go get it one time. She was doing that shit because she felt some kind of way that she needs to do something. Yeah, you do. Yeah, make me happy. Because that was not what I had in mind when I asked you if you were fucking hungry and wanted to eat. That wasn't what I had in mind. Because if you wouldn't spend that kind of money to feed me, why the fuck should I be doing it for you? I don't have a problem going to eat. I don't. I don't have a problem going to eat expensive food. I don't. That's what I do. And I don't need to hang no moniker on, oh, I'm a foodie. No, you're not. You're just a fat bitch who likes to eat on somebody else's dime. Get the fuck out of here. Half these motherfuckers that say they foodies can't even fucking cook. So you just like eating expensive meals? Yeah, that's not a fucking hobby. That's a byproduct of you having a cute face and being single. So that's what I get pissy at that person about. Yeah, food hoe, huh? Yeah. What up, AB? AB beaming into this bitch. Knocked his ass off the cloud. Yeah, but I do shit like that, and I don't really worry about it. I just look for the reciprocation. That's what I look at. I look for the reciprocation. Like Toya in here somewhere, right? Messing with Toya is fun and entertaining in a sense because she will give back. Like if you're conversating with her online, she will give back to you. She will conversate with you in regard to that shit, right? Flirt, she might flirt, right? Might. That's all I really look for. It's one of the first things I look for with women: reciprocation. I will show you a level and a standard. Can you reciprocate? If you cannot reciprocate, I will lower that level. That's it. Save yourself, fellas. Don't be a foodie call. I'm never a foodie call, but I don't have a problem. Sportaholic. I don't have a problem putting something in a woman's mouth. I don't. It's a lot less talking that way. Besides my wife, the only time a woman has paid when a relationship was attached. Plus, they always make that face when the check, especially if you offer to pay. Yeah. Look, you going on dates, you're gonna be single a while as a dude, you're gonna pay for some fucking dates. I'm a Gen Xer. It's what I understood to do. That's how you take women out. It is what it is. Modern times, you don't do that shit all the time. I did have question like with Donovan. Donovan say never feed her before you fuck her. I'm like, yeah, okay. Let's just say, like we already know, that I am not a top 10% Negro. If you technically meet a chick out somewhere, maybe y'all have a drink and talk. It maybe goes kind of good. Are you fucking after that? Or will there be maybe a second time you guys go out? Now, I can understand that second time y'all go out, and I'm just using it in the modern sense. I do all right. I'm not this hell of a nigga like that. I don't carry it like that. It's just what it is, right? That's not a surprise. But say you go out for a second date. Modern wise, I guess that's supposed to be 50-50. Well, who asked for the date? So how are you feeding before you fucked her? Because my thinking is ride for a ride, feed for a feed, right? Okay. I don't understand how that works. Personally, I saw that and I was like, I don't understand how that works. I don't know everything, y'all. I really don't. I don't know everything. So I don't understand how that works. I don't have a problem actually sharing a meal with a chick and paying for a meal with a chick, especially if I'm just meeting her and trying to get to know her ass. I don't have a problem doing that shit. Chances are, date goes good. Maybe I'm fucking her that night. Maybe. Or the next one. But I'm not hard up on just having a fuck. I'm a Sigma. Yeah, pussy is easy to get. That's not a big deal. If I just want a pussy, I'm looking for some other shit. I'm looking for some other shit. Because if it was just about pussy, get a prostitute. A lot cheaper, a lot quicker. No muss, no fuss. Everybody know what they're showing up for. But if I actually invest in some kind of fucking time to talk to your ass, I actually care about something more than just your vagina. I'm trying to see what's between your fucking ears. And maybe I can get that over a drink. Maybe I can get that through some conversation over a meal. Give me a good holistic understanding of what the fuck is going on with you. Get your belly full and your defenses low. So I can find out the chinks in your mental armor. And see if there's any reason to have a conversation or even try to fuck you. Because I can tell you this, as a man, the number one problem in your life is going to be the things you stick your dick in. So you need to be very cautious on what those are. And not throw it around willy-nilly, because that will change your fucking life. And in some ways, not for the better. Just saying. Like I said, a person, a relationship, a business, a work ethic without any good standards will always fail. Exactly. Like if you have a rash of people showing up late for work, what does that mean? Like constantly, people keep showing up late for work. What does that mean? About an hour 45. I didn't do the count. I'll do it off of feeling. Just remember the time before Toya comes in with the food porn. Yeah. She do always come in with the food porn. I appreciate that shit. I give her shit about it, but I appreciate that. Because I know she actually does fucking cook. Facts is all about respect and reciprocation. Yes, it's always about respect and reciprocation. Respect, reciprocation, and regard. Mad Villainy talking about ski. All right, little John Villainy. Yin yang villainy up in here. I'm here to tell you, you can be the bottom percent ninja and still get a bad bitch. Yes, you can. It's the right place, right time. Yeah, Mad Villainy. I'm from California. One of my favorite rappers from the Bay Area is Sully Sale. And Sully Sale had this song called How to Catch a Bitch. And his chorus was, how to catch a bitch, you ain't gotta be rich, you just gotta have game to catch that bitch, right? In the first verse, he starts it off, I can catch a bitch with some holes in my pants, so a nappy ass hair and a tall can in my hand. See a simple hoe sitting in a 94, 5 minutes on my Mac and then riding with the soul. This is true. You just got to engage with them. That's where that whole thing with confidence comes in. Confidence ain't about all the shit you got on. Confidence is about how you carry yourself and how you talk. You might not need all of that shit. She might be a low-class having bitch anyway. She might just have put herself in the position to have all this money and stuff so she don't have to rely on no man. But she liked that dusty looking nigga, even though if he ain't dusty. She liked that shit. All you have to do is have the confidence to speak to her. That's it. Yeah, Trail, I'd rather talk over a meal than a cell phone. Look, I'm going to eat. What's the Ice Cube line? I'm probably going to eat more than I fuck, which is true. You eat 3 times a day. You ain't fucking that many times. Okay? And even if you are, you're going to have to up your eating game to refill your calories. You're going to have some bigger meals or fit in another one just to recharge your batteries, okay? So I'm going to eat more than I fuck. I know this. So I don't have a problem having a meal. I was going to eat this shit anyway. You can be here and talk to me, or you can not be here and not talk to me. Either way, I'm having this goddamn meal. And that's the way I look at it and carry it. I'm doing this because I was going to do this shit anyway, with or without you. If you want another music reference to U2 and Bono. I was going to do this shit regardless. But if you want to do it with me, cool. If you don't, also cool. It just means I spend less. But I'm spending either way. Like I said, no SOS, no systems, order, and structure. Exactly. No structure, no standard, no order. That's what you know. Bad leadership, too. But the point I was getting at was the standards. Standard is not there. That you have to be there. And you have to be there on time. It's important that you show up on time. Because you have a job to do here that we need you to do. And by you showing up, you agree that you want to do this shit. You're showing up. Not just to get your check, but to put your work in and help this group of people. I will take it. The job sucks or the management sucks. Usually the management. It's usually management. Because management is what holds people accountable for showing up on time. That's who does it. And the more they don't, the more you know the management ain't there. Because nobody's holding them accountable like that. And old E Bussy. Yep. Old E Bish. Yeah. 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 Met plenty of bad bitches who got some low ass standards in terms of men. Because, look, being an attractive chick is a genetic anomaly. It's a random number generator for a chick. Okay? You don't have to do anything for that shit. Kevin talked about this many a times. Men create their value, women are born with it, right? Okay. If you understand that, then some badass chick, she didn't have to make herself badass. She showed up like that. Doesn't mean her standards are badass high. It doesn't mean that shit at all. Her standards, what she makes. That's why you can have a badass chick with some scumble bum ass dude. Because it shows where her mentality actually is. And where her standards are. The outside shit that everybody falls all over and shit like that is the superficialness of it. Like, yes, shout out to the random number generator. Yeah, that's all it is. Like in a geek sense, you playing D&D, nigga, you rolled a natural 20. Oh, wow. Awesome. Critical hit. Roll another one. Roll another one. And I bet the next thing that hit will be that critical miss. A 1, nigga. Lucked up. Do it again. So that's what you have to realize. They didn't have to earn that shit. They did not have to earn that prettiness. But because they turned out pretty, a lot of stuff will be given to them regardless. Just on that superficial fact in and of itself. Doesn't mean that's who they are, though. What's the difference between I can't think of a good analogy for this. But I'd say a hot chick and then a 5 who treats you awesome. What's the difference? What, the 5 ain't a 10? Well, most of the brothers in this space who've had 10s will tell you don't want them kind of fucking problems. That's just a fucking headache. I've had what I would consider close to that. That was a problem, nigga. That was fucking with me. I was having too many fucking issues. I was having a lot of goddamn issues. She was bringing me her level of bullshit, which was not 10 level shit, nigga. It was not. That was some low class ass shit. Like, really, bitch? Fuck. I gotta be the standard bearer. Yeah, Trill. And that's exactly it. The five that gives more than she takes. My homeboy Sleep has this saying that you understand where you are in the world is that there are takers and there are givers. Figure out which one you are. You're a taker or you're a giver. If you're a giver, you need to learn how to take. And if you're a taker, your ass need to learn how to give. Plain and simple. And for a motherfucker like me, that's no different than telling somebody, hey, you a natural right-handed boxer? You better learn how to throw a mean left, nigga. Don't keep relying on the right. Learn how to throw a knockout with your left. That would be more advantageous to you than just always waiting to try to set somebody up for the right. Hearing impaired chick. Interesting. I'm gonna wait to get on that one. I fucked up that boy. One second, y'all. Dun, 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 dun. Like, share, subscribe, support the stream if you feel so inclined. Give me 1 second. I'm just finishing this message. So, Culture Club is performing out here at Concord Pavilion tonight. Never been to that show. But I stay in Concord, so it's going to be some loose gyrating vaginas out here tonight. Guess I have something to look forward to this evening when I go out to drink. Overflow! 5 is easy to work with. 5 can be adjustable. Shout out to BGS. I'm all about the adjustable chick. What's wrong with a 5 or a 6 that can look like a 7 or 8? Nothing. It ain't gotta look overly made all the fucking time. No, I'm not like that all the fucking time. But I clean up and put on a suit or something like that and try to actually look nice for a night. Yeah, I can do it well. But most of the time, I'm gonna be fucking me. Equal. I know what that means. No one. What are you doing? You fucking with my computer knowledge right now. My programming. Yeah. Random number generator. Yep. It's a random number generator. You guys are welcome for these, by the way. I give those another service delivery. Yep. Do you really wanna hurt me? Yeah, that's what she was talking about. This is a little lovely Latina, a little 5'5". It's my height range. How about she going to a concert out here tonight? With her sister. Time to show over. It's a Sunday night. This is the thing. I'm really trying to figure this out a little bit. All right. Back burner idea. I need to do that. I forgot what I was going to say because I had 3 competing thoughts and was trying to do a message at the same time, so I lost the thought I was trying to have. Fucker. I had to stay off of this one. I forgot the thought that I was having. My bad. But there's an option. There is an option on the table. What time is it? 1 something? I'm supposed to be meeting at 5. I'm probably going to have to wrap this shit up and get my ass back towards the house. Boss sent me a message. Yeah, probably should be. What are we at? 1:56, 1 o'clock. I think we got halfway donations wise, 7. Or just 7 total out of 15. 1, 2, 3, 7. Yeah. 7, 8. Yeah. So you are still 13 shy. 13 shy, so I should shut it down. There's no points for not making the cut. Anyway, this one, a little spicy one. But she's going to be out with her sister in my neighborhood tonight. So I should invite her to have a drink as well. Oh, I remember the thought now. I'm trying to figure out what is it with women and going to shows and concerts that they will actually do that shit on a Sunday night. Like, I never understood why so many concerts happen on a Sunday night and then start late. It's like they want you to say fuck work the next day. Or they want you showing up fucked up for work that next day. But having been to shows on Sunday night, that Sunday night closeout for the end of the weekend and back to work on Monday and showing up to work kind of tired, but happy about the time you had last night does kind of have its advantages. It makes you kind of float through Monday, kind of. Unless you did really too much, and then you ain't float through Monday. Monday is a fucking pain in the ass. Yeah, exactly. Does no one have to go to work on Monday? Yeah, I don't get that shit. Especially motherfuckers that work early. Like, here's the thing. Concert shows usually start fucking late. Maybe they start at about 7, right? If the show is supposed to start at 7, they don't get on for an hour or two after that. You're already up to about 8, 9 o'clock. Depending on how many acts are on that show, the headliner is coming on last, and the headliner is going to do their set for maybe 45 minutes to an hour or so, right? Nigga, that's like midnight, 1 o'clock by the time you're done with that shit. Unless you even thinking of going to an after party after that shit, your night's not done. There is no work tomorrow. You can do it, but you're going to do it badly. You're going to do it badly. Not even fucking rested. Like, I never understood that shit. It's like, it's so many good shows that always happen on a Sunday night. It's like, they really just want you to fuck up your life, don't they? Why didn't you do an awesome Saturday show? No, it got to be a Sunday night show, right? Okay. Well, you're entertainers, nigga. You're entertainers. Your Monday ain't our Monday. It's like going to fucking Vegas. You want to see Vegas quiet and slowed down? Show up on Tuesday. You know why? Because that's when they get back to fucking normal. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. That's their weekend. Because it's an entertainment spot. Thursday night, Friday night, Saturday night, Sunday night. That's party nights, nigga. Everything else is closed Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Ain't doing nothing there. They shut the fuck down. That's their weekend. Their week starts early and ends early in the week. Drop my kids off at school at 7 a.m. Hell yeah. It's like, what you gonna be? In the car with the sunglasses on, with the coffee? Come on, hurry the fuck up, kids. Bitching at your children like they had your ass out that late? No. You don't give a fuck. So, I just never understood that. But the other part I didn't understand was chicks who make it their whole thing to go to a bunch of shows. That's just what they do. And I don't know if it's just an emotional release that they like being out somewhere where they get to scream and stuff like that and be loud and, dress kind of slutty and shit like that. I guess that could be the draw. But I don't know too many guys who think that their free time, they pay to spend a lot of money for their free time to be around a bunch of other motherfuckers screaming and yelling outside of a sporting event. I don't get it. But maybe it's just because of the type of person I am. I am kind of aloof. I don't need a big crowd of people to enjoy myself. I don't. I see it. I get the fun of it. But it's not my go-to. I can't bitch about work all week. And then this is what I'm hearing from women. I can't bitch about work all week and hating people and all the rest of that shit. And then the weekend, the first thing I want to do is spend about $100 or something to go to some concert to be packed in with people screaming and yelling. That makes no fucking sense in the world to me. No, I want to be away from fucking people. If I go somewhere to relax and it's a bunch of people there, if it's 4 other people there, I'm upset. And I'm walking the other way. Fucking people, ruining my good time, man. I just want to sit on this bitch and watch the fucking waves. I don't want company. That's why I'm out here. Fuck off. Shit. Malika, I don't even think it's undercover, motherfucker. It's not undercover. Look, think of it this way, Malika. Is Kiki Palmer, who's in the news right now, I just picked some of these fucking people, who's in the news right now, is what she telling you beneficial to your fucking life, to somebody's life? Is she telling you anything that would help and encourage you to have a positive outcome in the life that you have? I like Lil Wayne, but if I was listening to Lil Wayne right now, would he be telling me anything aside from get money? Would he be telling me anything that's empowering for my life? All these niggas and all these bitches. No! Sounds good, though, but no. I mean, I was watching some of this Hip Hop 50 stuff, this Force show with Ice-T and LL, and I was watching Ice-T, old as he is. I still got a lot of respect for Ice-T, but he was sitting there doing Colors and Original Gangster. This wasn't feeling it the same way back when I was younger. This wasn't. This was like, I am a nightmare walking, psychopath talking. Like, are you now, though? I see your daughter, man. I know there was a time that was relevant for you. That ain't who you are now, I don't think. Maybe it's a Scorpio in you. I didn't know you was a Scorpio, Gerard. That might make sense. I don't know. I like concerts. Don't get me wrong. I like concerts. I do like a concert, right? I like a small venue. I like a big venue. But it really got to be somebody I want to fucking see. Really. It really has to be somebody that I would really want to do that to see. Last show in an arena I went to was to see Dave Chappelle and Chris Rock, because I felt it was worth it. I felt it was worth a big show. I paid the money for that shit. I wasn't even fucking with the chick that I took at the time. We were fucking with each other afterwards, but I wasn't even fucking with her at the time. I just knew she'd appreciate that shit, and that's all I needed. The lead up got us fucking with each other, and that's what it was. But that was the last one. Bill Bellamy was a comedy show, but it's a smaller show. But I don't always look to just be running into crowds of fucking people. And I think it gets into, the theory I have is it gets into women's need to be seen by people. That's what it gets into. And it bothers me because that's that idea of, I saw the quote today, and it's that you want somebody who desires your attention more than the desire of the attention of the village. That's the person that you want. The person that needs all the attention of the village doesn't value your attention at all. Doesn't. They're too busy. Who's here? Can they see me? That shit irritates me because it's not who I am as a person. I don't need the village's attention. I don't. I don't desire it. I don't crave it. Could have it, but why? What's the point? So I think that is a disposition of women to want to really be seen, not, hiding away. And I'm not saying it's a negative thing. I just don't get it. Just don't get it to me. Because I know some women, that's what they do all the time. Like, that's a lot of goddamn money wasted. It's not like you go and buying T-shirts and memorabilia every fucking time. Can't just be everybody. Just everybody? Don't matter. Oh, I'm going to this show, going to that show. Why? Was it a good show? Yeah, it was. But I'm thinking it's an emotional release, is what it is, more than anything else. Yeah. He said that's how a real man should be. I don't know. I live in a real world, so I guess that's, man, I'm really a man, so I guess that's how that works out. Anyway, I'm gonna drop this link and I'll give it 30 minutes. If you guys come up, you come up. If you don't, you don't. I know this was nothing about geek stuff, and that was intended. It was intended. It was artistic expression, artificial expression, not geek shit, so to speak. I told you guys before I was looking to doing things differently with the show and moving in a different direction. And I told myself I was going to stop complaining about certain things. I was, because I didn't like the way it made me sound. Because I know I listen to my content after I've done a show. It is a stream of consciousness. But after I've done a show, I will listen to her during the week over again and critique myself. I didn't like the critiques that I was getting back from myself. I didn't like those critiques. So I take it upon myself to change things. Yeah, but see, Ray, we know guys like that. And how do you think about guys like that? I'm not saying every guy needs to be stoic. I'm not saying that. I'm not thinking that at all. I'm just having a thought, right? I'm having a thought and pondering this effect and this behavior in the environment. That's all it is. What about this? Why is this? This is what I do. I ask questions of life and I look to find the answer to those questions that I have in life because I'm not short of those. I'm not short of questions. And life might not be short of answers if you actually look for some of them. What up, Rainfire? Walked out of Blue Beetle just seeing what the Geek Elite are up to. I haven't seen Blue Beetle yet. I didn't rush to go see it. I was interested in seeing Blue Beetle in that last advertising campaign I saw, which was coming across Instagram, was about there couldn't be a Blue Beetle without the support of all these women around him. I'm like, fuck you. Thanks for making me not want to watch that shit. Congratulations. He is nothing without all these women with him. Oh my fucking God. That's not what I wanted to hear. It's not what I wanted to hear. I just did my review of episode 6 of The Foundation last night, and that was bothering me in The Foundation. I went off on that shit. It's like, come on, man. Look. Told y'all before, I love probably to a fault women. I do. I have a lot of love for women. I do not like the dumb shit that they fucking do. And one of the other things I don't like about that is this push of feminism into everything to make no man worth shit and women responsible for everything. That is bullshit. It is absolute bullshit. I'm not a fan of all the girl bosses everywhere. Not that I don't have a problem with a strong female protagonist. I don't. This shit, though, is not it. That's not what it is. It is a forced depiction of women that does not exist in the world. But it's propaganda in that sense because you're trying to graft this idea onto this next generation of children, which only makes more unempowered, dysfunctional, moist talent ass men. That's all it does. It's not helpful. I don't even think it's helpful to women. I don't. Yeah, Foundation. That last episode was completely left. That shit was so blaring. It pissed me off, dude. It really did piss me off. Like for real. I told you I was watching this. I'm watching this season just as sci-fi. I'm just watching this sci-fi because I know it's so far off book. They might as well stop even mentioning the book. Oh, it was based on like chicken broth, nigga. This is not what the Foundation novels were. I don't know what the fuck you doing. It's not that though. It's kind of entertaining, as long as I don't match it up to the book. As soon as I match it up to the book, it's falling apart. That last episode, episode 6, dude, it was a fucking fem fest. There is not a dude in there worth a shit that ain't following the directions of some chick somewhere in charge or something. And then the one dude in there who was supposed to be the linchpin to all of this, that all of this was built off of, the woman in there is a blatant misandrist where she just tries to tear him down and the relationship between him and his student the whole fucking episode. That's all it was. It was a deconstruction of this character the whole fucking episode that culminates in him killing this fucking woman. So you turn this character into a murderer. He was never a murderer in the novels. Like, the fuck is this? I mean, really, what the fuck is this shit? And this was written by some chick. Turn this man into a whole murderer. Now, truth be told, the murder was kind of a revenge thing, but it was kind of a fucked up way to paint that character who was not that. That was not the character. Like, get the fuck out of here, dude. I was cringing and wondered how many episodes of this season I have left to deal with this shit. I think 6. And that is what happened in the movie. I saw it myself. Well, thank you, Beastly. If you're wondering if I had ran to see Blue Beetle, no. No, I told you. I got my own shit I was dealing with. I kind of unplugged, and me kind of plugging back into what I'm supposed to be doing in life besides, ruminating and doing all this introspective work is I need to be going to this movie and seeing this. But I saw that fucking advertisement on Instagram. I didn't like the messaging in that shit. I chose to wait on Blue Beetle. Now, given tonight, things are kind of fluid. I did have plans to have a drink with one person. That's not happening. So we're going to see if we're going to have drinks with this other person instead. But one of the things I was going to do in between there after that was go and watch this damn Blue Beetle movie. So I can review that and actually put content on my fucking channel. So I'm not looking forward to it now. I'm really not looking forward to it now. So, Rainfire Beastly, we talk next week about some Blue Beetle. I expect you to show up and share what you know, because this will not be the walk I take alone. Unfortunately, girl power is in full effect. Grandma is the toughest, most stoic person in the whole movie. They did at East reference Ted Cord, or at least reference Ted Cord. Batman Light. Well, they got to reference Ted Cord because that's the first Blue Beetle. So they got to mention him in Cord Industries. Had to, especially since they skip it over his white ass to get to the Latino boy they made up. So, excuse me, it's cold here. Cautiously optimistic about Ahsoka this week. Oh, I didn't even drop the link in the chat, did I? Here we go. Ahsoka this week. This will make or break Disney Plus subscriptions. No, it won't. It won't. I know that's an idea has been floating out there for a while about that this is the make or break for Disney Plus subscriptions and shit. Don't put that much weight on that show. No, it's not. No, it's not. You know what the make or break for Disney Plus subscriptions are or is? If Kathleen Kennedy is fired or not. It is. Because the shit that you've heard recently about this Ahsoka stuff is all stuff to actually kill the show, kill interest in the show. Because the show came in kind of hot with interest. People were really looking at it like it was going to be something good, right? Now, I don't know why, because one, Dave Filoni is not a seasoned director. Not of live action, he's not. He's not. Now, Dave Filoni being Ahsoka, being his character that he came to Lucasfilm with, him lacing her into everything to make her a pivotal character in everything, I didn't agree with, but I'm willing to watch it. Not because I grew up watching the fucking Clone Wars and feel no huge affinity for Ahsoka Tano. I don't. But it's interesting. Dave Filoni at least cares about the canon and the legacy of George Lucas in Star Wars. So he tries to do some honor to that. I appreciate that. But I wasn't looking at this show to be the end-all be-all for Star Wars on Disney Plus. No. The end-all be-all for Star Wars on Disney Plus, the only thing that made me even subscribe to Disney Plus was The Mandalorian by Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni. That was the only thing. I wasn't showing up to Disney Plus for shit else. Nothing had me showing up. I got that subscription based on The Mandalorian and wanting to watch that show. The added bonus was all the Marvel stuff that I was already watching in the theaters. That was the added bonus. Now, over time, what has happened is that Disney Plus has become a victim of its own fucking success, or Disney Plus has become a victim of Disney's success with having billion-dollar movies in Marvel and having a Star Wars franchise. Because of mismanagement, putting the wrong fucking females in charge of this shit is not even circling the goddamn drain. Not even circling the drain. Nigga. It is in the drain, trying not to be sucked down by the undertow. So I'm not basing the failure or possible failure of Disney Plus on Ahsoka Tano, the last show to come out in this bitch. No, it's not. I'm not putting that much weight on it. Other reviewers and shit like that can put that much weight on it because they want to see this shit fail. They need it to fail. That's how they drive their numbers up on their fucking channels, nigga. That's how they make content. You don't get that? Disney failing is a bigger story than how to make this shit work. And Disney can't seem to get out of its own fucking way of fucking itself up worse. Jumping off a building, cutting his throat while simultaneously blowing his own fucking brains out. Like, the fuck are you doing? Look, man, I told y'all, I don't want to watch that shit. Not the Ahsoka show, but Disney just crash and burn. I don't want to see that shit. I'm not a retarded kid. I'm not one of these spectrum children who love to see explosions and flashing lights and shit like that and get all enamored with a dog burning. I'm not interested in that shit. That is not entertainment to me. It might make for good YouTube and monetary content. Not for me. I don't like ingesting that much negativity. I don't. It is not fulfilling to me. It could be entertaining for a good laugh, but so could kicking your grandfather down some stairs. But you're not going to do it every day, every week, every 3 days. So no, I'm not putting that much weight on the Ahsoka Tano show. From a what, second time live action director working with his own fucking character, I'm not putting that much weight on Dave Filoni. Why? Why would I? Because he made some animated shit. He ain't a fucking director. He's trying this shit. That would be like saying Michael B. Jordan's Creed was a make or break for the Rocky franchise. The fuck out of here. That dumb shit. Now, I didn't even watch the last trailer that everybody was making the rounds on in the geek sphere about that shit, about how feminist it was. Motherfucker, have you not watched anything that Dave Filoni has done? Look, the fucking cowboy hat might as well have a vagina on the top of it. His premier characters that he pushed are who? Females? His bias has been known. Ahsoka is his character. So why are you surprised? Would you think you wasn't going to get that? You was going to get back to having some manly shit? No. That's what Jon Favreau's for, not Dave Filoni. So I don't, excuse me, I don't put that much weight on the Ahsoka show. I don't. All the moves that they're making behind the scenes of this Lucasfilms Disney shit with how their cost-cutting plans are just punishment. That's all it is. It's punishment to cover the failure of KK with that Indiana Jones shit. Everybody is paying for it. And everybody's paying for it so she can save a little bit of face. That's why The Mandalorian season 4 is going to be cutting money and shit. And you got to go back and rewrite it and shit. They're doing that to spite Jon Favreau. That's why all this shit is coming out about Dave Filoni and him taking cues from KK and doing this Ahsoka show. Spite Dave Filoni ass. All the rest of these projects being canceled. So the only thing that you got to look forward to for next year is what? This piece of shit Crapalite show. By who? KK. The premier Star Wars show. So they can make sure there ain't nothing else for you to watch but that. But that. That's your Star Wars content for next year. They ain't even hyping up season 2 of Andor. And I told y'all, I love Andor. One way out, nigga. I'm looking to see what happens next on Andor. They ain't hyping that show up like that, is it? No. Because they want you to watch that other bullshit. Because Disney is going to double down on making sure you get on board with their programming. And fuck all y'all who didn't support it. Look at that board of director. You tell me how many bitches you see sitting up on there. And then you understand why that shit is happening. So don't be surprised. I told y'all months ago, damn near a year ago, this is the wave. This is here. It is here now. You're going to have to hold your breath, duck dive under it on your surfboard, and let that shit pass you. You are in it. This is not the trough, nigga. This is the peak of this bullshit with this feminism and this woman shit. This is it. Everything outside of this is showing you society is not liking this shit and realizing the effects of it and trying to calm this shit down. Abortion going away. This marriage shit is going away. All of this stuff that's happening is kind of putting a lid on that shit. Financial situations being the way they are, they can't afford to keep pouring money into this shit, to keep losing on these ideals, pushing these ideals that these chicks want. They can't keep losing money on this shit, but they're going to keep doing it because an entitled bitch is always going to be an entitled bitch. They'll run the charge card up to the max because they expected somebody to come and pay this bill. They're going to fuck themselves up. Because, I'm sorry, the only thing I hated seeing from Disney in this last 2 weeks was an earnings call where they had a rebound in the stock where it jumped up 5 points. I'm like, oh, nigga, no, go down. I didn't buy yet. I didn't buy enough stock yet. Fuck you. Draw that shit back down. 75, please. 75, please. 75. Buy at 75. So, subscription services in and of itself are dying off. Because I told you guys why I didn't like having a lot of subscription services. It was getting too close to being like cable all over again. Multiple subscription services, jacked up fees. What are you hearing out of Disney? They're jacking up their fucking fee. Why? Because they're going to punish the people who are left with subscriptions for the people who left. They're going to double up their money on the rest of us. That's it. So Ahsoka ain't the reason for a subscription drop. One of them is motherfuckers increasing their prices. The other one is not letting people share your account because they're trying to get all their money off of that shit. Well, it's not worth getting all your money off of it. Not when you keep making shitty shows. I don't want to see that shit in infinitum. On repeat. How many times have I watched She-Hulk? And I ain't even looked at that motherfucker since that show went off. My buddy Black Bane sent me this clip on Instagram from Star Wars, and it was talking about doing a Star Wars marathon, and the dude was talking about watching the original or watching the sequel trilogy. Like, nope. Yeah, hell no. I ain't watching that shit. If I was doing a movie marathon, I would stop at Return of the Jedi. Nigga, I don't need to watch the rest of that shit. Why? It's not really connected. I'd watch Rogue One. Oh, that's in there in the timeline. But it's stopping at Return of the Jedi. Nigga, I don't need to watch the rest of that shit. Nah. They did some stuff, but it was, somewhere else. I'd even watch Solo in that shit. Throw it right in the beginning. Right? Not running the sequel trilogy up next to that shit. No, I watch everything else. I will watch everything else in sequence. Prequels, original trilogy, Rogue One, Solo, Mandalorian, sequel trilogy? Nah, I'm good. Not even watching Obi-Wan, nigga. Nah, I'm good. No. Boba Fett? No, I'm good. Don't need to. So, yeah, you put out bad content. Content that does not resonate with the fans. Whatever we're going to make new fans. New fans of what? Propaganda? You need some new fools is what you need. Because these ain't fans. And from my understanding, it takes a good, 10, 20 years to develop some fans. to develop a loyal fan base of fans. Well, KK, you've had 10 years, bitch. Where they at? Where they at? Your devoted fans should have pushed Indiana Jones 5 over the top like the Barbie movie, right? So where they at? You've had 10 years. They follow you. They believe in you, right? Where the fuck they at? No, I don't want to hear that shit. Yeah, I'll probably check out Blue Beetle tonight just so I can say I've watched it and give y'all my hot take on it. Give you at least a reaction. Yeah, I got my Disney and Hulu bundled too. Look, man, Hit Monkey got a better chance of being watched again before She-Hulk. I'd watch Hit Monkey again right now just to get some laughs off of that shit. Because Hit Monkey was good. And Andor, I'm waiting for Andor to come back. Nigga, I got to know more about Luthen. And they had female characters in it. I'm looking to see what's going on with these goddamn characters. I need to know more about what's going on with Andor. I'm not looking less at Andor and more at the Acolyte show. You out of your fucking mind? I want to see Andor more than I want to see fucking Ahsoka. And I like me some Rosario Dawson. She gonna be there with the loose shirt and the titties bouncing. Yeah, I'm good. I like Rosario. Painted orange or not, nigga. But I'm not invested in that show. It's gonna be what the fuck it's gonna be. Orange lightsaber, Sith, Jedi, whatever the fuck they are or not. Look, I told y'all before, I respect Dave for knowing the lore, but some of the stuff Dave does, I do not like. Because he makes more problems. Because he fucks with the lore. In his ways. So, whatever, man. It's going to be what the fuck it's going to be. I'm not putting that much stock on the Ahsoka show. Yes, it comes out this week. Yes, I'm aware. Yeah, I know. Thanks. But I'll do episodic reviews of it. Yeah, because it's the content. If y'all want to watch the shit, you will. If you don't, you won't. You'll listen to me talk shit about it. Or praise it. And you'll agree or you'll disagree. And we can talk about that. But I'm looking forward to Andor coming back. And I don't like the way Disney is shitting on Jon Favreau with him trying to repair his show, The Mandalorian, after KK fucked that show up. Fucked it off for a season. And now everybody want to shit on John for it. That was intentional, nigga. That was some intentional shit. But look, stupid is as stupid does. They can keep following that same playbook if they want to, but it just lets you know who the ringleaders of that circus actually fucking is. It's the board of directors. And they want to keep pushing this shit. He said, well, when he's right, he's right. Remember that. Say it slow too, Toya. I have a link of a conference talking about this. I have to send you later. Okay, send it on. I still ain't never seen Precious. That didn't look like shit I wanted to see. I never liked Monique, big loud ass. I never understood why they put that chick, Gabrielle Sidibe, in that shit and made her a star off of that shit. But she is not the cutest chick in the world. And it's okay. There's a lot of not cute people out there in the world. But I think they got over on that because it's a story about an ugly black chick and they found an ugly black chick and made her a celebrity from it. I thought that was so disrespectful because it's like, yeah, you get the role of being precious. You an ugly black chick. Play that. Fuck you. I thought it was an insult. I thought it was a fucking insult. I never watched that movie, so I didn't need to hear about. I didn't need to hear that. Oh yeah, her mama was molesting her or doing all this kind of. Look, man, I don't need to see no dysfunctional black chicks on screen and award it, clap it up. None of that shit. I didn't know. No, no. I actually like black women. They may not like me all the damn time, or there's few and far between that like me, but I actually do like black chicks, and I don't like seeing them like that. I really don't. Same way I don't like seeing brothers all fucked up and you know ignorant and shit like that on screen. I don't like that shit either. It does nothing for me but make me not want to watch that shit. Fuck that. Arson, what are your thoughts on the Snow White star Rachel Zellweger's latest interview? My thought on that is, why is everybody paying this much attention to this bitch? Did you give a fuck a month or so ago? You got to understand, this is one of the things that's bothering me about geekdom right now. Geekdom is being led by a very organized group of people right now, telling you what you're supposed to be interested, upset, and angry about. You don't know what these people's motives are. You don't know who these people really are behind what they're telling you on the screen that you're supposed to be upset about. Do I give a shit about what Ray Zellweger said? Who the fuck is Ray Zellweger to care about what she says? You mean that chick that was in that last shitty movie produced by Warner Brothers that was Fury of the Nods? You mean her? Their Cersei character? She got something to say? Why the fuck do I care what you got to say? Aren't you new on the scene? What have you done to establish yourself that I should give a fuck about what you have to say? Let alone be upset about it like it matters to my fucking life. On a movie I'm not even going to watch. What black man in here gives a fuck about Snow White? Which one? Raise your hand. You got to stop letting people lead you around by the fucking nose. This Snow White shit picked up soon as the Indiana Jones stuff died down. And I told you guys back then, when that Indiana Jones 5 came out, I was so happy that movie finally came out because all these motherfuckers can stop talking about it. But I was waiting to see what was going to be the next thing. And not a week later, the first thing they start trotting out was all this, bellwether about Snow White and all the objectionable shit in Snow White. Like any of you goofy motherfuckers are going to watch that shit anyway. But they're just trying to beat the drums to get the masses running in that direction to give a fuck about what's happening to Snow White. Why? Did you even know who Renee Zellweger was? Did you even know that bitch's name before this Snow White stuff? Did you? I mean, honestly, be real. Name the shows you was watching her on. Name her comments of import, her roles of import. Fuck, the last movie she was in, she wasn't even the main fucking character. She wasn't a starring. I don't give a fuck about Snow White, that bitch, them goofy ass fucking dwarfs that they had in there. I don't give a fuck about none of that. I like Walt Disney's original Snow White. That was cool. Yeah, I know what the 7 dwarfs are. Yeah, she was asleep and she got woken up by the prince. Good, a good princess fairy tale. Bitches don't want to have that shit no more. Knock yourself out. Cool. She saved herself. Oh, awesome. Guess she kissed herself or waited for her girlfriend to come along. I don't give a fuck. I don't. I'm not going to give a fuck. No one can make me give a fuck about this shit that I can rationally sit there like a logical thinking man and say, what does Snow White actually mean to me? Nothing. What am I upset about? Is this bitch complaining about the fans and shit? Maybe. Do I care? No. Why? I'm not watching that shit anyway. Who is this bitch and why do I need to care? Can't tell me? Then I don't. Look, Rachel Zellweger, take the fervor you're hearing about what the hell she had to say and put Phoebe Waller-Bridge in her place. Do you see the same thing? It's propaganda in the opposite direction, you dumb fucks. Stop caring about this shit. Use your brain. This shit is not important to anything, about anything. These are the same motherfuckers had a problem with you, with your little black chick in The Little Mermaid. The same shit for the same reasons. It's not even a different reason. Does it matter if she came out and said, fuck these fans, they all racist? Well, yeah, some of them are. I'm sorry, are we not supposed to say that? We don't know that that's a truism in life? Look, let the rest of the people in the world be delusional, black folks. We actually live in the real world. Okay? They can tell us all day what something isn't. We know what the fuck it is. That's why everybody come to us for the real. Why don't we use that? Why don't we? I care about the tearing down of franchises. Do I care about them tearing down Snow fucking White? No, I don't. Because a white bitch will always be rescued in real life or make-believe life. A white bitch will always be rescued by a handsome prince or a beautiful princess nowadays. It will always happen. Do I care about this chick having something to say to the fan base? All these chicks have something to say to the fan base now. But understand, they ain't talking to your black ass. They're talking to all them pissed off white boys who don't want to watch the shit. Who leading it? These campaigns of tearing these movies and shows down because they're trying to bring down the bigger giant, Disney. Not the bad actors within Disney, just Disney itself as a company. The Spectrum children. Low attention spans about movies they won't even watch all the way through, but want to spend more time than the movie's runtime talking about shit that they half-ass watched. Those types. The fake geeks that I always had a problem with, the 2000 millennial geeks who don't even buy comics, don't even read them bitches. But they geeks because it became trendy. Not because it was their lifestyle that they couldn't make any money at. It's a business, nigga. And you have to understand the new business plan. Tell you what, you want to see how this shit works? Figure out what's the next thing they're going to be beating these war drums over after Snow White. Just look and predict it. I can tell you one. The Acolyte. For 2024, that's the fuck you're going to be hearing about the most. And every bitch you're supposed to hate in that shit. It's the same fucking play. Same play. Anything coming out from Disney, anything with a female non-white face in front of it. Same play. Rinse and repeat. So that's my opinion on Rachel Zellweger's latest interview. I didn't see it. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck about Rachel Zellweger. I have no opinion on it. Now, maybe because you mentioned it sporadic, I'll go back and watch it just so I can give you an actual hot take on it, other than I don't give a fuck anyway. But, one of my subs mentioned it. I went back and watched it so I can give him some informative, reaction to it. But I'm guessing it'll probably still boil down to fuck that bitch. How much does a 20-year-old opinion matter to you right now? How much? Because I still got one of them, a 20-year-old, or at least a child in their 20s. I can tell you not that goddamn much. Yeah, I'm just trying to get to Ahsoka. Everything else is noise. That's all it is. It's noise. It's riding on the next thing. And trust and believe the way they're trying to balance and position Ahsoka in the geek consciousness that is the end all be all for Disney Plus. Since when? Since when? Since The Mandalorian went to shit? Okay, whatever the fuck. It never was. It never will be. Disney Plus is going to die on its own. A price hike will drive down subscriptions. A price hike across multiple subscription platforms will drive down subscriptions. That's why you got people who do like my friend Max does, which is pay for that shit for a month, watch everything she wants to watch, and then shut that bitch off for another 3 months and then come rinse and repeat. That's why. Because people who actually care about their money is not going to just keep throwing fucking money away on you making shitty content they can catch all in one go. Fucking Disney Plus price hike will probably last 6 months until they offer people a deal to come back. Oh, if you get this and bundle it together, we'll give you a discount price for 6 months. But don't tell everybody else who's still paying full price. Fuck them. We care about you. This is just cable. Now, that's what it's looking like. It's just cable wars. That's all it is. Fighting for eyeballs, like YouTube, to get people to pay more money for the same shitty stuff that they're getting, for the less stuff that they're getting, and spreading that loss around to everybody else. Because best believe my price hike is because they losing subscriptions. But I didn't make the shows that caused them to lose fucking subscriptions. I didn't make those goddamn shows. So the people that they driving away is impacting me because now I have to pay more for this shittier substandard content. Because I want to see the shit get better. I'm not the microwave generation. I'm the analog generation. I'm not digital in my attention span. I'll give you a chance to fix this shit. I'll give you a chance to fix it. before I just bounce out because I just want to get the goods and run away. I want to see you get better. I don't want to see you get worse. But I do have my punch out point. Well, I will say, you don't want to get better, I'm walking. Maybe that's after season 2 of Andor. Good or bad, nigga. But I do want to see Andor. So, like Akoteki, everything is this and not that. Yeah. I have the things I'm looking forward to seeing, and that's what I pay for my Disney Plus for. That's why I pay Netflix. That's why I have my Hulu, my Crunchyroll, my Funimation. I have a bunch of streaming services. That's why I pay Apple TV so I can watch this Foundation show and be fucking pissed off. But you know what? The Silo looks really interesting. Invasion looks really goddamn interesting. Hijack with Idris Elba looks really fucking interesting. So you know what? Apple's going to get my money. They are. Because I'm going to watch those fucking shows. And chances are, I'll probably enjoy it because they're by some really good actors. People I want to fucking see. And Apple is spending some money to actually do some decent fucking sci-fi television. Like, holy shit. I'm down. Let's go. Fuck. The other subscription service I saw that just popped up was the Hayya Network, where it's all martial arts and shit. My buddy Harv was trying to make a channel like that back in 97. He was trying to do that. Now there is one. I'll watch that shit. I'll give them they $10 a month so I can watch nonstop martial arts movies. I like seeing people get their ass kicked by people who can actually fucking fight. Hell yeah, why not? So that's my thoughts on that. And don't take it personal, Gerard. I know you're a Scorpio now, so don't take that shit personal. It's not personal to you. But look, man, I don't like the way geekdom is being steered right now. I've told you guys this shit multiple fucking times. You've got to ask questions. Ask these questions about the people that you're listening to. You have to ask these fucking questions. That is what makes you a thinking man and not a reacting animal. This is your Gom Jabbar. Do you react like an animal or do you control yourself and think about your reactions? Nobody is going to stick a cattle prod in my ass and tell me I need to be running in this direction, mad at this thing. Nobody. Not a fucking soul. And that don't even count just in geekdom. I'm going to look at it for myself. I'm going to decide for myself what I actually care about, what I need to be upset about in this shit. And that's the way I will move. But I'm not looking for the echo chamber. I'm not looking for the throng of people. I'm looking for the truism in myself on my issues with any of this shit. Like, I'll go see this Blue Beetle. I will have my issues with it if I have issues with it. If I don't, that won't be what you fucking hear. But I won't be mad just because it's a bunch of Latinos in a superhero movie. I won't be mad about that shit. I can tell you that much. Because I don't have no smoke with Latinos. Why the fuck would I? I know there's other nationalities on this fucking planet, and I know other ones have stories. So why would I be upset about that shit? They ain't taking shit from me. At least in this realm. But with that, I'm going to go ahead and get out of here. That's about 3 hours. We did not make the goal, which is disappointing on y'all's part. I did my job. Guess y'all didn't do yours. He said, none taken, good. As long as we understand each other. My job, I see my job in being honest. It ain't personal, but it's honest. You don't have to like it, but you know where I stand on that shit. That's just what it is. I'm not going to waste time bullshitting you. And now that I know you're a Scorpio, you understand that I do not have time to be bullshitting with you. I'm not going to waste your time like that. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and get out of here. It's 2:00. I had something to do at 5. Those plans have changed. So now I think I might just go to the movies. But I will be getting the fuck out of here and going home because I'm sure I had somebody lurking around the corners listening to what the hell I was talking about. I don't give a shit. But I got some other things to do and work on. Oh, is that what happened? God damn it. Is that what happened? I think that's what happened. I forgot. I told y'all. I don't know why the music was playing through there. So y'all probably didn't hear the songs at the beginning anyway. I forgot to hook this bitch into. I forgot to hook the soundboard into the multi-tab. Still sounds low as hell. Oh, that's the mic. Excuse me. Anyway. All right. I'm going to get out of here. What did Beastly say? I'll say George Lopez was the best thing about the Blue Beetle. Well, that's why they put George Lopez in it, because George Lopez is funny. I remember George Lopez when he was first starting out in comedy. He was the Latino Rodney Dangerfield in a bunch of movies. That's how long I've been watching George Lopez. Now, his character looks absolutely fucking ridiculous with this beard and shit that they have him on in the movie, but they have a stereotype they're trying to go for in this shit. And George don't have a problem cashing a check. It's not like it's the George Lopez show. So I'm looking to see him. I'm looking to see the young brother from Cobra Kai in it, seeing if he's doing any martial arts shit that can look cool. And that's it. I don't have any high expectations for this shit at all. I don't. I'm just wanting to see what it looks like and match it up to Max Steel. If it looks like Max Steel to me or not. So that's it. I don't have any high expectations. It's not supposed to set the bar anywhere for me. Just like Ahsoka ain't ruining anything for me when it comes out. If it's good or bad, it's not doing shit for me. It's not. It's just another show. So anyway, that's it. Like, share, subscribe, support the stream if you feel so inclined. Other than that, I will see you guys next week. Bear with me if it's sporadic. I don't know what the weather is going to be like next weekend, but I will be on call next weekend. I will try to make sure I get these streams in. It is one of the important things I do. I do feel a loss when I don't do them. I do feel bad. But some things got to change. Sometimes you got to unplug and get back to one. And that's what I'm trying to get back to. Get back to one with myself, being back at peace with myself and the world around me. So hopefully by next week, I'll have a little bit more of these demons rechained up. And I can get back to being that happy artisan and not angry artisan. Because angry is not good for everybody. So, with that, I will see you guys next time. Peace.